Hey guys, how are you? Check my settings here. Let's make sure I am live. I'm running a little bit late today. Let's see what we have here. Awesome. If you're jumping on, if you will say hello, that would be amazing. So I can see you. And reminder, I am streaming StreamYard today. So you have to give StreamYard permission for me to see your name. If not, your comments will just pop up as a Facebook user. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday afternoon. Again, I'm just going to check and make sure we are live everywhere. Awesome. Looks like we are good to go. There we go. Awesome. All right. So again, happy Thursday. If you're hopping on, today we are going to talk about what version of QuickBooks is right for you. So there are several options of QuickBooks out there for you, and I'm going to break those down for you today, tell you what the differences are and what their similarities are. I'm going to talk about cost, and I'm going to talk about what my recommendation for you is going to be. And then also at the very end of our live today, I actually have a little bonus for you as well. So I'm going to check my comments. Hey, I'm not sure who is online. Great to see you. I don't use it yet. Awesome. Okay. And if for some reason you have to jump off this live, it's not a problem because there will always be a replay, or you can check me out on my YouTube channel too, where all of my live trainings are held. So glad to see you. If you are new here, my name is Stephanie Manley, and I am a profit strategist and bookkeeper. Some people would call me a virtual CFO as well, but I am here to help you break down all this bookkeeping, accounting jargon into easy to understand material so that you can use it to really grow and scale your business. That is what I am here for. Okay, so let's get started. If you're jumping in, say hello. If you're catching a replay, please hashtag replay. So I hear all the time from people, I'm using QuickBooks, but I'm not really sure exactly which QuickBooks I should be using. And then lots of different things, right? So I want to break it down for you of all the different types of QuickBooks and the things that it can do for you. And I'll tell you that QuickBooks is by far my favorite accounting software. I will say that it's QuickBooks Online that I prefer, not desktop. So I'm talking about QuickBooks Online today and which plan is right for you, because there are several different ones and I want to make sure that you are set up properly. Okay, so I'm going to dive into the first one. And the first one is going to be QuickBooks Online Self-Employed. Okay, I'm going to tell you, my advice to you is stay clear of self-employed QuickBooks Online. Okay, avoid it. I'm going to tell you why. Lots of reasons, okay? As a bookkeeper, I know the importance of having a full set of books. And when I say a full set of books, I mean that the system that you're using is going to use checks and balances to make sure that everything in your software is correct and it's accurate. Well, QuickBooks Online is not a full accounting system, okay? There are no checks and balances inside of QuickBooks Self-Employed. You cannot reconcile your bank statements inside of this particular plan, okay? And let me tell you what reconcile is, because I get asked this on an often basis. So what is reconciliation? Reconciliation means this. So in QuickBooks Online, you know that all of your information from your banks, from your credit card, pulls into QuickBooks Online in your bank feeds. Okay, and your bank feeds kind of looks like online banking. That's kind of what it looks like to me, right? Well, in any type of technology, there's always going to be a hiccup. There's always going to be something that can go wrong. And oftentimes in QuickBooks, we find that either one of two things happens in your bank feeds. Either one, QuickBooks completely disconnects from your bank for a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week maybe. And those transactions do not come into your QuickBooks correctly. Or It could be the opposite. And it could be that QuickBooks enters information into your QuickBooks like twice, maybe 3 times for the same entry. All right. So think of the nightmare this could happen in this particular plan of QuickBooks Online. Okay. Let's just pretend that QuickBooks Online disconnects from your bank feeds, and there's 2 or 3 days that goes by that none of your transactions go into QuickBooks. Think of deposits that don't go in. Think of expenses that don't go into your QuickBooks. And you're rolling along in QuickBooks and you think, well, everything's right because QuickBooks makes it look so simple. I'm clicking the buttons and everything looks right. But if there's no check and balance to it, you would never know that those are missing, okay? Because you're not reconciling. You're not comparing what's in QuickBooks to what actually happened in the bank based on your bank statements every month. That's what reconciliation is, right? Comparing QuickBooks to your bank statement, all right? You cannot do that in self-employed. Also in self-employed, there's no balance sheet. So you can't run a report in QuickBooks Online self-employed that tells you who you owe money to or who owes you money, okay? That's very important when you're looking at your bookkeeping, figuring out how to plan out the next month, figuring out what's going on in your business, all right? Also, in bookkeeping, we have what we call a chart of accounts. A chart of accounts is simply a list of categories that you put different items in your bookkeeping, okay? For example, if you have a deposit, you may categorize that deposit as a service income, or maybe it's a particular product income, right? If you have an expense in your business, you may have bank service charges, you may pay a particular contractor, you may have a cell phone bill, your website fees, different things like that, advertising, right? With QuickBooks Online Self-Employed, they give you a standard chart of accounts. So a standard list of those expenses, and you're not able to customize it for your business. Now, if you watched my live a couple of weeks ago or looked at my blog online, you'll know that I'm all about customizing your books for your business. And I give you some tips and tricks on that. So if you haven't looked at it, go check that out as well. But you're not able to do that in QuickBooks Online Self-Employed. And one of the main things that I really don't like about it is a lot of people go into self-employed thinking that, well, this is the simplest, it's the cheapest route with QuickBooks Online. And when I'm ready, I can upgrade to something better, right? We always think there's that option to upgrade to something better. Well, unfortunately, with QuickBooks Online Self-Employed, there is no upgrade. So you can't upgrade to any other plan inside of QuickBooks, all right? With the other plans that I'll talk about in a minute, you can upgrade, but QuickBooks Self-Employed is by itself, it's on its own, you cannot upgrade, okay? So, and you're thinking that, well, Stephanie, really, I don't really need a balance sheet, right? I don't invoice in QuickBooks. It doesn't matter who owes me money. It doesn't matter who I owe. I get it. You're working on your books for compliance, meaning you're just wanting to make sure everything's ready for taxes, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not my preference, but there's nothing wrong with that. I understand that. If that is the course that you are going to go, that's the reason you're doing your bookkeeping, skip QuickBooks Online Self-Employed. There's no check and balance. You don't know that it's accurate. Skip that and go download my calculated tax planner. One, is going to be cheaper than the subscription to Self-Employed because my planner is not a subscription. It's a one-time fee. There's a check and balance system inside the calculated tax planner. There's cash flow statements inside the tax planner. So if that's the route, if you're only doing things for compliance, but you'd also like cash flow and other things, then go download the planner. And I'll put that here at the end. I'll put the link for that as well, okay? If you have any questions as we go through this, pop them in the comments. I'll check them periodically, and I'll answer those for you. The next plan for QuickBooks Online is QuickBooks Online Simple Start. Okay, so this is the simplest. It is what it is. It's a simple start. So you are a solopreneur. It's only you that's going to be working in your books, and you just want a complete bookkeeping system that is online, right? So it will pull your bank feeds in for you. You can set up a chart of accounts that is customized to you. You have all the reports there at your fingertips that you will need. You'll have a cash flow statement, a balance sheet, a profit and loss statement. Those are going to be in there for you for Simple Start. And it will reconcile, like I said, you will be able to reconcile your books inside of Simple Start. So this is the simplest form of complete bookkeeping that QuickBooks allows, okay? Now I'm going to back up for you really quick. I forgot to tell you this. So QuickBooks Self-Employed is a subscription. Currently right now with QuickBooks, and again, all the time they have promotions and they change their pricing. But when I did my research for this particular live, QuickBooks Self-Employed was $15 a month. So it is a subscription, $15 a month. When you quit your subscription, you lose your data. Okay, you don't have access to it anymore. So QuickBooks Online Self-Employed is $15, and Simple Start is $25 a month. Okay. So the next step, if you start with Simple Start, you can always upgrade. If you do Self-Employed, you cannot upgrade. It's that's that. There's nothing else, right? All right. So for QuickBooks Online Essentials, you will get everything that Simple Start gave you, but it will also allow you up to 3 users. So if you have someone in your books helping you, you could use that. You're able to manage and pay your bills inside of Essentials. So you can actually enter your invoices that you receive from your vendors, right? People that you owe money to. You can add that into Essentials, and you can directly pay them through QuickBooks using Essentials plan. You're also able to track time for projects and things like that in Essentials as well. So that would help you for analysis of how much time you're taking, how much money it's taking on certain items as well. All right. Essentials is going to be $50 a month. So it's twice that of the Simple. And if you're not wanting to do bill pay directly through QuickBooks Online, then I recommend Simple Start. Okay. Your next tier is QuickBooks Online Plus. QuickBooks Online Plus allows you up to 5 users. It also allows you to track inventory. So if you are a business who tracks inventory, you're a restaurant, you sell particular items, right? Then you may need the Plus version that helps you keep up with inventory. You're also able to track projects inside of QuickBooks Online Plus. And what I'm talking about with projects is, and I specifically use this for plumbers, electricians, things of that nature. So if you have projects in your business and you really want to track how much that particular project is costing you, right? So I'll go back to the plumber. The plumber has items that they purchase for the job. They have contractors that may work on the job. They may have payroll for that particular job. They may have fuel to go to that particular job. Well, I want to know how much that project is actually going to make per project. And you're able to do that in QuickBooks Online Plus, where you're not able to do that very easily in others, okay? And your Online Plus is going to be $80 a month. So as you see, the more QuickBooks Online offers you, of course, the more it's going to cost you as well. And these are monthly subscriptions. Your next tier, which is your highest tier with QuickBooks Online, is the advanced tier. This is a very, very robust system. And honestly, if you're to the point to having QuickBooks Online Advanced, I highly recommend that you have outsourced your bookkeeping by that point to a bookkeeper who is very familiar with QuickBooks Online Advanced. This will allow you up to 5 users, lots of analytics inside of Advanced, and you can do all different things. You can batch invoice inside of Advanced. Pretty much anything you want to do in bookkeeping, you're going to be able to do inside this one. So again, if you have Advanced, highly recommend you have a bookkeeper. I'm going to check if you have any questions. Awesome. All right. So there's a few QuickBooks Online add-ons that I want to talk to you about. And the main one I'm going to talk to you about today is their payroll system. So you can add payroll to QuickBooks Online. And remember what I told you about QuickBooks Self-Employed. I told you to stay clear, avoid at all costs. That's just my recommendation, my opinion. I'm going to tell you the same thing about QuickBooks Online Payroll. From my personal experience with clients, it has been a nightmare to use. I don't prefer it. I do understand that it's easier for everything to be integrated inside of one program. But my personal preference is going to be Gusto, Gusto. And if you're interested in signing up with Gusto, let me know. I do have an affiliate link that will save you money. And we're all about saving money, right? So let me know on that. So Gusto will help you with payroll, that is computing your payroll, direct deposit or checks to your employees, filing your reports, paying your payroll taxes for you. Gusto also helps you to pay your contractors, and they will keep up with all the information needed in order to submit those 1099s for you at year end. So either contractors or employees, Gusto can help you with both of those things. Okay. Now I told you that there was another option to your bookkeeping. And there are two options. I'm going to give you two other options. So if you're not ready to DIY your books with your QuickBooks, right? If you're not ready to DIY in QuickBooks, then you have two other options. Option one is going to be the calculated tax planner, all right? That is a beautiful spreadsheet that we have designed for you. This spreadsheet helps you track your income and your expenses. It will allow you to reconcile those particular items against your bank statement so you know that your reports are accurate. You can customize your chart of accounts. So that's those income and expense categories. They are customizable to you and your business. It will help you to track your cash flow, and it will also help you to determine how much you need to save for taxes every single month, and will even give you the amount that you need to pay for your quarterly payments. Okay. Now, the calculated tax planner is going to be for those businesses who are solopreneurs. So you have a sole proprietorship, or you are an LLC with only one member. Okay, so if you're an LLC with more than one member, which means you're a partnership, or if you are an S Corp or a C Corp, the calculated tax planner is not for you. And I highly recommend that you have someone set up your QuickBooks if that's the route that you're going to go. All right. Your other option is going to be outsourcing your bookkeeping. And you can do that in several different ways. So the first way you can do that, which is the simplest and the cheapest route for you, is to hire a bookkeeper to set up your QuickBooks correctly. So have them come in, do a customized setup of your QuickBooks, and then do training with that bookkeeper for several months until you have all the nicks and crannies can't talk today. All those things figured out for you in QuickBooks, and you're using it to the best of your ability, right? QuickBooks makes it look easy, but I'm here to tell you it's not as easy as they make it look, right? So if you're going to do that, you're going to DIY, have a bookkeeper set up your QuickBooks for you and give you some training on how to use the system properly. The other option in outsourcing is to say, I don't know anything about bookkeeping. I really don't have the time to do it, and I'm ready to hand that over to a bookkeeper, okay? So what we do as your bookkeeper, we actually categorize your business expenses and your income for you on a weekly basis. This is what I do in my company. We categorize those for you on a weekly basis. We then give you monthly reports so you know what's going on in your business. And then we take it a step further and we actually give you the analytics behind your numbers. So we'll explain to you why you made a profit, why you made a loss, and then even go further to say, these are some things that I would suggest for next month to increase your profit, right? We can tell you how much you need to be paying yourself on a monthly basis, how much to save for taxes, all the things that you need to really grow and scale your business can be found inside your bank account, right? So I'm a firm believer, if you don't know what's going on in your bank account, you really don't know what's going on in your business, right? So make sure that your bookkeeping is up to date. All right, so let me look here. I do have a couple of questions. If you're doing an S Corp LLC with 2 members, is Gusto also good to use to pay us? Absolutely, 100%. So if you are doing an S Corp, I hope you're still online. If you're not, you can check it later. But if you are doing an S Corp, and if you're an S Corp, that means that the members have to be on payroll. That is a rule from IRS, right? So yes, Gusto can set you up to put you on payroll. Most times in S Corp, those members are on salary. So Gusto can actually set that salary up for you. You can even be put on like automatic payment with them, which means you don't even have to go into Gusto. Like if those are the only 2 people that are being paid, there's no other employees, you can set it up on automatic, and automatically it will go ahead and process those payrolls for you exactly how you set them up, 100%. Not sure who you are, it doesn't say your name, but if you have any specific questions about Gusto, please reach out to me. You can send me a DM or you can send me an email. Either way, I'd be glad to help you with that. All right. So let's see, any other questions? Let's see, I'm gonna leave it here for just a minute in case there are other questions. You can ask away. Awesome. And in closing, I just want to say one more thing about QuickBooks Online, okay? So I said before that it looks simple, right? But I want to tell you, whatever you put into QuickBooks is exactly what you're going to get out. So if you put garbage in, right, you're going to get garbage out. It's only going to be as good as the user. It's only going to be as good as the information that you put into the system. So make sure if you are going to DIY your books in QuickBooks that you are very familiar with the system and that you're using it properly so that the data is accurate. If you have any questions in the future, reach out. I'll be glad to help you. And then I will see you here in the next couple of weeks. There's more information if you want to see this in written format. Go to our website, calculatedprofits.com/blog, and you will find this live information all in a blog format where you can actually read through it as well and gather all that information. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.